Welcome to our journey through the mesmerizing world of ancient Rome, a land of grandeur, mystery, and timeless tales. Picture yourself in a time where emperors ruled with an iron fist, gladiators fought for glory, and colossal structures whispered secrets of a bygone era. Tonight, we invite you to drift away into the captivating stories of one of history's greatest civilizations. Together, we'll explore the rise and fall of an empire that spanned continents and centuries, weaving through its legendary battles, grandiose architecture, and the daily lives of its people. So, close your eyes, get comfortable, and let the soothing echoes of ancient Rome lull you into a peaceful slumber. The story of Rome's founding begins with the legendary twins, Romulus and Remus. According to ancient lore, these twin brothers were born to a Vestal virgin, Silvia, and Mars, the god of war. Their birth was shrouded in danger, as they were cast adrift on the river Tiber by a jealous king. Miraculously, they were saved by a she-wolf who nurtured and fed them. As they grew older, their destiny unfolded. Romulus and Remus decided to build a city, but a dispute arose over its location. Romulus favored the Palatine Hill, while Remus preferred the Aventine Hill. To seek the gods' favor, they observed the skies for omens. Romulus saw 12 vultures, a sign he interpreted as divine approval. Remus, seeing only 6, challenged the decision. This rivalry escalated, leading to a tragic conflict where Romulus killed Remus. Overwhelmed with grief yet determined, Romulus proceeded to establish the city on Palatine Hill, naming it Rome after himself. As the first king, Romulus laid the foundation of Roman institutions, including the Senate and the military. This tale, a blend of myth and history, encapsulates the fierce spirit and divine destiny that Romans believed guided their civilization. This legendary beginning set the stage for Rome's extraordinary journey through history, where myth became the cornerstone of their identity, inspiring generations to come. As you envision this tale, allow the ancient whispers to guide you deeper into the heart of Rome, where every stone and every story holds a piece of its eternal legacy. The early kings of Rome were more than just rulers. They were custodians of traditions, lawgivers, and pioneers of public works that solidified the city's foundation. After Romulus, Rome saw a succession of kings who each left an indelible mark. The second king, Numa Pompilius, was a wise and pious leader. He is credited with bringing religious and cultural reforms, including the establishment of the Vestal Virgins and the creation of the Roman calendar. Numa believed in peace over war, and his reign was marked by 43 years of tranquility and prosperity. Following Numa, Tullus Hostilius took the throne, a stark contrast to his predecessor. He was a warrior king who focused on expanding Rome's territory through military conquests. One of his notable achievements was the defeat of Alba Longa, an event that significantly increased Rome's influence in the region. Ancus Marcius, the fourth king, balanced Numa's piety and Tullus's militarism. Ancus is known for incorporating nearby territories into Rome, including the construction of the city's first prison, the Mamertine prison, and building the Pons Sublicius, Rome's first bridge over the Tiber River. Each king contributed uniquely to the city's growth, intertwining their tales with Rome's legendary 7 hills. These hills, Palatine, Aventine, Capitoline, Quirinal, Viminal, Esquiline, and Caelian, were not only geographical landmarks, but also the stages for Rome's unfolding drama. The Palatine Hill, where Romulus built the original city, became the epicenter of aristocratic and imperial power. The Capitoline Hill housed the temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus, a symbol of Rome's enduring might and divine favor. As you delve into the chronicles of these kings and the 7 hills, imagine the bustling streets and burgeoning forums that echoed with the sounds of early Roman life. The legacy of Rome's early kings and the 7 hills they nurtured laid a steadfast foundation, from which an empire of unparalleled strength and culture would rise. Let the stories of these ancient rulers and their sacred hills guide your dreams as you drift deeper into the heart of Rome's fascinating past. The Roman Republic, how it was formed and how it functioned. The transition from the era of kings to the establishment of the Roman Republic was a pivotal moment in Roman history. Following the reign of Rome's 7 kings, the last of whom was Tarquin the Proud, A period of tyranny and corruption led to a revolt by the Roman people. In 509 BC, the monarchy was overthrown, and the Roman Republic was born, marking a new chapter where power was vested not in a single ruler, but in the hands of its citizens and their elected representatives. Central to the functioning of the Republic was the Senate, a council of elders initially composed of Rome's patrician class. The Senate wielded significant influence, advising elected officials and shaping foreign and domestic policies. Yet, true power resided in the hands of two annually elected consuls. These consuls shared executive authority, commanded the army, and presided over the Senate and popular assemblies, ensuring a balance and preventing any single individual from gaining excessive power. Alongside the consuls, other magistrates, such as praetors, aediles, and quaestors, held various responsibilities, from administering justice to managing public works and finances. The Republic's intricate system of checks and balances was designed to prevent the rise of another tyrant and to promote accountability. One of the remarkable features of the Roman Republic was the concept of popular assemblies. These assemblies allowed the citizens to vote on laws and elect officials. The most significant of these was the Centuriate Assembly, which was organized based on the centuries or military units of Rome. This assembly not only elected the consuls and other major magistrates, but also had the power to declare war and make significant decisions regarding the state's direction. Another important assembly was the Tribal Assembly, where citizens were grouped according to their tribes or regions. This body played a critical role in passing legislation, in electing some of the lesser magistrates. Over time, the Republic's structure evolved, responding to social and political demands. The struggle of the orders was a notable conflict between the patricians, the aristocratic families, and the plebeians, the common citizens. This struggle led to significant reforms, including the creation of the office of the tribune of the plebs, who had the power to veto decisions that could harm the plebeians. Moreover, the 12 Tables, a written code of law, was established to ensure transparency and protect the rights of all Romans. The Roman Republic, with its complex and innovative system of governance, laid the foundation for a society that valued civic duty, public service, and the rule of law. As you imagine the bustling forums and hear the echoes of passionate debates, feel the heartbeat of a society striving for balance and justice. These principles of the Republic not only shaped the destiny of Rome, but also left an indelible mark on the future of governance and civic responsibility. Let the stories of the Republic's formation and its intricate workings guide you deeper into the legacy of ancient Rome, as you drift into a peaceful sleep. Daily life in ancient Rome was a rich tapestry woven with diverse activities and social interactions, centering around landmarks like the Forum and the public baths. The Forum was the heartbeat of the city, a bustling marketplace and civic center where politics, commerce, and social life intertwined. Imagine walking through the crowded streets, filled with the sounds of merchants calling out their wares and citizens engaged in animated discussions. Here, people from all walks of life mingled, from senators and politicians to traders and commoners. The Forum was also home to magnificent temples, where religious rituals and public ceremonies were held, reinforcing the spiritual fabric of Roman society. Leaving the Forum, one might head to the public baths, a cornerstone of Roman daily life. The baths were more than just places for cleanliness. They were vital social hubs where people gathered to relax, exercise, and engage in intellectual conversations. Picture the grandeur of the bathhouses, with their intricate mosaics and marble columns. Upon entering, visitors would first stop at the apoditerium, or changing room, where they left their belongings. Then, they might proceed to the tepidarium, a warm room to acclimate their bodies, before moving on to the caldarium, a hot bath designed to open pores and purify the skin. Finally, a visit to the frigidarium, a cold plunge pool, would invigorate and refresh. In addition to these communal spaces, daily life in Rome was filled with a variety of other activities. Families gathered in insulae, or apartment buildings, for shared meals and household chores. The streets were lined with tabernae, small shops and eateries offering everything from bread and olive oil to exotic spices and wine. Public entertainment was also an integral part of Roman life. The Colosseum hosted grand spectacles like gladiatorial contests and mock naval battles, drawing massive crowds. The Circus Maximus was the venue for thrilling chariot races, where the roar of the spectators echoed across the city. Education and rhetoric were highly valued, with young Roman boys often attending schools to learn grammar, rhetoric, and philosophy, preparing them for public life. Meanwhile, women managed households, though many also engaged in trade and owned businesses. Religion permeated every aspect of life, with daily rituals and festivals honoring the gods. Vestal virgins tended the sacred flame of Vesta, and various deities were worshipped in elaborate ceremonies. As you picture these vibrant scenes, imagine the scents of fresh bread, the warmth of the baths, and the lively chatter that filled the air. The essence of daily life in ancient Rome, with its blend of duty, leisure, and communal spirit, invites you to drift deeper into the past, where the ordinary moments of Roman citizens paint a vivid picture of a civilization that continued. Fascinate and inspire. Let these images guide your thoughts as you settle into a restful sleep, with the echoes of ancient Rome gently lulling you to dreams of a time long ago. The Roman Senate, power and politics. At the very heart of Rome's political system was the Senate, an enduring institution that symbolized the wisdom and stability of the Roman state. The Senate was a council of elders, originally comprising Rome's patrician class, who were the wealthy aristocrats. Over time, influential plebeians, or common citizens, also gained entry, reflecting the changing dynamics of Roman society. The Senate wielded immense power, guiding the Republic through centuries of triumph and turmoil. Senators were not elected. They were appointed, often for life, which lent the body a sense of continuity and experience. They were typically drawn from former magistrates, ensuring that its members had extensive political and military experience. The Senate's primary role was advisory, but in practice, it held substantial sway over Rome's decisions. It controlled foreign policy, negotiated treaties, and declared wars. The Senate also had significant influence over domestic policies, including financial matters. Senators debated and voted on issues that impacted every aspect of Roman life, from the allocation of funds for public works to the organization of religious festivals. While the consuls and other magistrates executed these decisions, the Senate's approval was crucial, acting as a stabilizing force that maintained Rome's complex political machinery. Inside the Senate, power dynamics played a critical role. Wealth and connections often determined a senator's influence. The most distinguished senators, known as Princeps Senatus, were given the privilege of speaking first during debates, setting the tone for discussions. Alliances and factions were common, with powerful families and political figures striving to advance their agendas. One of the Senate's most notable aspects was its resilience. It adapted to changing political landscapes, from the Republic to the imperial era, where it served as an advisory council to the emperors. Though its power fluctuated, the Senate remained a symbol of Rome's enduring governance. The Senate's meetings were held in the Curia, a building within the Roman Forum. Imagine the grandeur of the Curia, with its high ceilings and marble floors, echoing with the voices of Rome's most powerful men. Senators wore togas with a distinctive purple stripe, symbolizing their elite status. Debates could be intense, with speeches that showcased the oratorical prowess of Rome's greatest statesmen. Cicero, one of Rome's most famous orators, delivered speeches that are still studied for their rhetorical brilliance. Despite its prestige, the Senate was not without its flaws. Corruption and political intrigue were rampant, and the concentration of power in the hands of a few led to social tensions. The Senate's inability to address the needs of the broader population contributed to the eventual fall of the Republic and the rise of the Empire. Yet, throughout its history, the Roman Senate was a bedrock of Roman identity. As you envision the senators deliberating within the Curia, consider the weight of their decisions that shaped the course of history. The Senate's legacy of governance, debate, and political strategy continues to influence modern political systems. Let these reflections on the intricate power and politics of the Roman Senate guide your thoughts deeper into the storied past of ancient Rome. a civilization where the echoes of its leaders' voices still whisper through time. The Punic Wars, Rome's battles with Carthage, were a series of 3 epic conflicts that define the power dynamics of the ancient Mediterranean world. The First Punic War began in 264 BC, sparked by a struggle for control over Sicily. Rome, initially a land-based power, had to adapt to naval warfare to confront Carthage, a dominant maritime empire. The Romans' ingenuity led to the creation of the corvus, a boarding device that transformed sea battles into something akin to land skirmishes. This innovation helped Rome win a decisive victory at the Battle of Mylae in 260 BC, eventually leading to their control over Sicily and marking the end of the First Punic War in 241 BC. The Second Punic War, commencing in 218 BC, is perhaps the most famous of the 3, largely due to the legendary Carthaginian general Hannibal. Hannibal's bold strategy of crossing the Alps with his war elephants struck fear into the heart of Rome. For over a decade, he wreaked havoc across the Italian peninsula, winning significant battles such as the Battle of Cannae in 216 BC, where his forces enveloped and annihilated a much larger Roman army. Despite these victories, Hannibal was unable to secure a decisive blow to Rome itself. The turning point came when the Roman general Scipio Africanus launched a counter-invasion of Carthage's home territory in North Africa. This forced Hannibal to return and defend his homeland. The decisive Battle of Zama in 202 BC saw Scipio outmaneuver Hannibal, leading to Carthage's defeat and significantly diminishing its power. The Third Punic War, which began in 149 BC, was less about territorial disputes and more about ensuring Carthage could never again rise to challenge Rome's supremacy. Despite Carthage's attempts to appease Rome through sacrifices and negotiations, the Romans, driven by figures such as Cato the Elder, who ended his speeches with "Carthage must be destroyed," persisted in their aggression. The war culminated in the brutal siege of Carthage from 149 to 146 BC. After intense fighting, the Romans breached the city's defenses, systematically destroyed Carthage, and sold its surviving inhabitants into slavery. This total destruction marked the end of Carthage as a power and solidified Rome's dominance over the Western Mediterranean. Envision the intense battles, the strategic ingenuity, and the relentless determination of both sides during these monumental wars. The Punic Wars not only showcased Rome's military adaptability and resilience, but also highlighted the stakes of ancient geopolitical rivalries. As the echoes of clashing swords and the strategies of brilliant generals reverberate through history, let these tales of conflict and conquest guide you deeper into the legacy of ancient Rome. The stories of the Punic Wars remind us of the fierce struggles and triumphs that shaped the destiny of civilizations, inviting you to drift into a restful sleep with thoughts of Rome's storied past. The rise of Julius Caesar is one of the most captivating chapters in Roman history, marked by ambition, military genius, and political maneuvering. Born in 100 BC into the patrician Julian family, Caesar quickly made a name for himself through his oratory skills and strategic alliances. Early in his career, he aligned with influential figures like Pompey and Crassus, forming the First Triumvirate, a powerful political alliance that dominated Roman politics. Caesar's military campaigns, particularly in Gaul, showcased his exceptional leadership and tactical brilliance. Over the course of 9 years, he expanded Rome's territory to the English Channel and the Rhine, subjugating various Gallic tribes. His commentaries on the Gallic Wars not only glorified his accomplishments, but also bolstered his popularity back in Rome. However, his growing power and influence alarmed the Senate and his former ally Pompey. The tension between Caesar and Pompey escalated into a full-blown civil war when Caesar famously crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BC, a direct challenge to the Senate's authority. Alii actuisti, he reportedly declared, meaning, "the die is cast." This bold move set the stage for a series of battles, leading to Caesar's ultimate victory at the Battle of Pharsalus in 48 BC. With Pompey defeated and later assassinated in Egypt, Caesar returned to Rome as a triumphant leader. He was appointed dictator for life, a title that granted him unparalleled power. Caesar initiated a series of reforms aimed at stabilizing the Republic, from reorganizing the calendar to restructuring the debt system. His policies, however, also centralized power, reducing the influence of the Senate and other traditional republican institutions. Despite his popularity among the masses, Caesar's concentration of power and apparent disregard for republican traditions alarmed many senators. A conspiracy formed, led by Gaius Cassius Longinus and Marcus Junius Brutus, both of whom had personal and political reasons for opposing Caesar. On the Ides of March 15, 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated in the Senate chamber. Stabbed 23 times, he fell at the base of Pompey's statue, a poignant symbol of the betrayal by those he once considered allies. His last reported words, "Et tu, Brute," or "And you, Brutus," encapsulate the depth of his shock and betrayal. The assassination of Julius Caesar plunged Rome into another cycle of civil wars, ultimately leading to the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus, Caesar's heir. As you reflect on the dramatic rise and tragic end of Julius Caesar, consider the complex interplay of ambition, power, and betrayal that defined his life and legacy. Let the echoes of his story guide you deeper into the annals of ancient Rome, where the rise and fall of great leaders continue to fascinate and inspire. Drift into a restful sleep, with the timeless tales of Rome's legendary figures whispering through your dreams. The transformation from republic to empire is one of the most significant periods in Roman history, a time of immense change and enduring impact. Following the chaos and civil wars that ensued after Julius Caesar's assassination, Rome was in dire need of stability and strong leadership. Enter Octavian, later known as Augustus, Caesar's adopted heir and grandnephew. Octavian formed the second triumvirate with Mark Antony and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, temporarily uniting Rome's factions. However, internal conflicts soon led to its dissolution, and a final confrontation ensued between Octavian and Mark Antony. The decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BC saw Octavian's forces triumph over Antony and Cleopatra, leading to their eventual suicides and marking the end of Rome's last significant opposition. Octavian's victory and subsequent control over Egypt solidified his power. In 27 BC, he was granted the title Augustus by the Senate, marking the beginning of the Roman Empire. Augustus cleverly maintained the facade of the Republic's institutions, such as the Senate and the magistrates, while holding ultimate authority as the first Roman emperor. His reign ushered in the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, a period of relative stability and prosperity that lasted for over 2 centuries. Augustus implemented significant reforms, reorganizing the military, securing Rome's borders, and initiating numerous building projects that beautified the city. His legacy established a model of governance and leadership that future emperors would emulate. The transition from republic to empire also brought profound changes to Roman society, culture, and governance. The Senate, while still operating, saw its power significantly diminished. Emperors held ultimate authority, often supported by a loyal Praetorian Guard. The role of the emperor evolved, combining religious, military, and administrative duties, centralizing control in a way the Republic never had. This shift allowed for more efficient and cohesive management of Rome's vast territories, but it also meant that the quality of leadership varied dramatically depending on the character of the emperor. As you imagine the grandeur of imperial Rome, picture the bustling forums, majestic temples, and the awe-inspiring Colosseum, all symbols of an empire at its zenith. Consider the political shrewdness of Augustus and the subsequent emperors who balanced the power dynamics between tradition and innovation. The transformation from republic to empire was more than a change in governance. It was a redefinition of Roman identity and power dynamics that profoundly influenced the ancient world. Let these reflections on Rome's pivotal transformation guide you deeper into the rich tapestry of its history, as you drift into a peaceful sleep filled with the echoes of its eternal legacy. The first emperor of Rome, Augustus, ushered in a new era marked by profound reforms and enduring legacies. Born Gaius Octavius Thurinus in 63 BC, Augustus was the grandnephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. Following Caesar's assassination, Augustus emerged as a shrewd and determined leader, deftly navigating the tumultuous waters of Roman politics. His victory at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC against Mark Antony and Cleopatra solidified his power. And in 27 BC, the Senate bestowed upon him the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. This moment marked the official transition from republic to empire. Augustus skillfully maintained the illusion of the republic's traditional institutions, all while holding supreme power. His reign, which lasted until AD 14, is often referred to as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, a period of relative stability and prosperity. One of his significant reforms was the reorganization of the military. Augustus established a standing army with fixed terms of service and created the Praetorian Guard, an elite unit tasked with protecting the emperor. This professionalization of the military ensured loyalty and efficiency, reducing the threat of internal revolts. In addition to military reforms, Augustus undertook extensive building projects that transformed Rome into a city of marble. He famously boasted, "I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble." Among his notable projects were the construction of the Forum of Augustus, the Ira Passus, or Altar of Peace, and the refurbishment of the Temple of Mars altar. These structures not only beautified the city, but also symbolized the might and benevolence of his rule. Augustus also implemented administrative reforms that streamlined governance. He divided Rome's vast territories into provinces, each overseen by a governor accountable to the emperor. This centralized control allowed for more efficient management of resources and reduced corruption. He reformed the tax system, ensuring a more equitable distribution of wealth and stabilizing the empire's economy. Additionally, Augustus promoted social and moral reforms. He enacted laws to encourage marriage and childbirth, aiming to strengthen family values and increase the population. Augustus also restored traditional religious practices, building numerous temples and reviving old ceremonies, reinforcing the divine favor he claimed to enjoy. The reign of Augustus established a template for future emperors, blending tradition with innovation. His adept use of propaganda, such as commissioning the poet Virgil to write the Aeneid, an epic that glorified Rome's past and Augustus's role in its destiny, helped legitimize his authority and endear him to the populace. As you delve into the legacy of Augustus, imagine the grandeur of his Rome, a city reborn under his watchful eye. Envision the bustling forums, the majestic temples, and the sense of order and renewal that permeated the empire. The reforms of Augustus not only stabilized Rome, but also laid the groundwork for an era of unparalleled growth and influence. Let these reflections on the life and achievements of Rome's first emperor guide you deeper into the rich tapestry of its history, as you drift into a peaceful sleep, enveloped by the echoes of his enduring legacy. The Pax Romana, or Roman peace, was a remarkable period of relative stability and prosperity that lasted for over 200 years, beginning with the reign of Emperor Augustus in 27 BC and continuing until approximately 8180. This era is often seen as the pinnacle of Roman civilization, where peace and cultural flourishing defined the empire. Augustus, through his reforms and strategic governance, laid the foundation for the Pax Romana. The stability he established allowed for widespread economic growth, with increased trade and the development of infrastructure such as roads and aqueducts enhancing connectivity and the exchange of goods and ideas across the empire. Under the Pax Romana, the Roman legal system became more sophisticated, promoting fairness and justice throughout the provinces. Laws were standardized, and Roman citizenship was gradually extended to more people, fostering a sense of unity and shared identity among diverse populations. This period also saw significant advancements in arts and culture. The construction of grand architectural projects, like the Pantheon and the Colosseum, along with the patronage of poets, artists, and philosophers, led to a vibrant cultural scene. The works of Virgil, Horace, and Ovid, as well as the philosophies of Seneca and Epictetus, flourished during this time, leaving a lasting legacy. Additionally, the Pax Romana allowed for the spread of new religions and philosophies, including the early growth of Christianity, which would later become a defining element of Western civilization. The peaceful conditions also facilitated the exchange of knowledge and technology, with Roman innovations in engineering, medicine, and public administration influencing future generations. Envision the bustling, harmonious streets of Rome during this golden age, where prosperity touched every aspect of life, from the thriving marketplaces to the tranquil public baths. The Pax Romana remains a testament to the potential of effective governance and the enduring impact of cultural and intellectual achievements. As you reflect on this period of tranquility and growth, let the stories of the Pax Romana guide you deeper into the heart of Rome's illustrious past, lulling you into a restful sleep with dreams of an era where peace and prosperity reigned supreme. The first remarkable feature of Roman engineering is their aqueducts. These structures were marvels of precision and practicality, designed to transport water from distant sources into cities and towns, supplying public baths, fountains, and private households. The most famous of these, the Aqua Appia, built in 312 BC, was the first of Rome's aqueducts, showcasing their early commitment to infrastructure. Imagine the ingenuity involved in constructing these vast networks without modern machinery. The Romans used a combination of gravity and carefully calculated gradients to ensure a continuous flow of water across valleys and hills. Stone, brick, and the revolutionary use of concrete allowed them to build sturdy structures that have withstood the test of time. As you walk beside the ancient arches of the Pont du Gard in France or the remnants of the Aqua Claudia in Rome, picture the lifeblood these aqueducts provided to bustling ancient cities, a testament to Roman engineering prowess. Next, consider the grandeur of the Colosseum, an iconic symbol of Roman architectural mastery. Originally known as the Flavian Amphitheater, this colossal structure was completed in AD 80 and could hold up to 50,000 spectators. Its design incorporated a complex system of vaults and arches, allowing for the rapid movement of crowds and the staging of elaborate spectacles. Envision the intricate underground chambers and passageways, where gladiators and wild animals awaited their turn in the arena above. The Colosseum's exterior, adorned with columns and decorative elements, reflected the Roman appreciation for both form and function. This architectural wonder stood not only as a venue for entertainment, but also as a symbol of imperial power and public unity. Now, picture the extensive network of Roman roads, crucial arteries that connected the vast expanse of the empire. These roads were meticulously constructed, with layers of sand, gravel, and stone topped by large paving slabs, creating durable and efficient routes for military, administrative, and commercial use. The Via Appia, one of the earliest and most important roads, stretched over 350 miles from Rome to the southern port of Brindisi. These roads facilitated the rapid movement of armies, the efficient administration of provinces, and the flourishing of trade and communication across diverse regions. As you imagine traveling along these ancient highways, think of the milestones that marked each Roman mile and the way stations that provided rest and supplies to weary travelers. The legacy of Roman roads can still be seen today, as many modern routes trace the paths established by this ingenious network. The integration of these architectural and engineering feats into daily life exemplify the Romans' ability to blend practicality with grandeur. From the essential delivery of water through aqueducts to the communal experiences in the Colosseum, and the connectivity provided by their roads, these innovations supported the growth and cohesion of the empire. Let the stories of Roman architecture and engineering guide you deeper into the marvels of ancient ingenuity, lulling you into a peaceful sleep as you dream of the enduring legacy of Rome's impressive achievements in building a civilization. The Roman army, strategy, tactics, and life as a soldier. A key to Rome's success and expansion was its formidable army, a well-oiled machine known for its discipline, organization, and innovative strategies. The Roman army was divided into legions, each consisting of about 400-800 soldiers, known as legionaries. These soldiers were highly trained and well-equipped, with standardized weapons like the gladius, a short sword, and the pilum, a heavy javelin. The legions were further divided into cohorts, centuries, and contubernia, creating a flexible and efficient structure capable of executing complex maneuvers. The Roman army's strategy was rooted in adaptability and precision. They employed a range of formations and tactics, tailored to diverse battle conditions. One of the most famous formations was the testudo, or tortoise formation, where soldiers would align their shields to form a protective shell, ideal for advancing against enemy projectiles. The disciplined drill and training allowed Roman soldiers to rapidly switch between offensive and defensive postures, maintaining battlefield cohesion even in chaotic engagements. Roman generals were strategic masterminds, often using deception and terrain to their advantage. For instance, Julius Caesar's construction of 2 sets of fortifications during the siege of Alesia demonstrated the Romans' engineering prowess and strategic depth. This tactic effectively trapped the Gallic forces between Caesar's defenses and the outer siege works, leading to a decisive Roman victory. Such ingenious strategies were complemented by the logistical support that sustained Roman armies in prolonged campaigns. The Romans excelled in building fortifications, roads, and supply chains, ensuring their soldiers were well provisioned and could mobilize swiftly across vast distances. The life of a Roman soldier was regimented and demanding. Recruits underwent rigorous training that emphasized physical endurance, weapon proficiency, and drill precision. Daily life in a Roman camp, or castra, was structured and disciplined. Soldiers were responsible for their own equipment, which included armor like the lorica segmentata, and personal items they carried in a sarcina, or marching pack. The camp itself was a testament to Roman organizational skills, with a standardized layout featuring tents, fortifications, latrines, and a central command area. Beyond the battlefield, soldiers participated in construction projects, building roads, bridges, and forts that supported the expansion and consolidation of Roman territories. In return for their service, soldiers received land, monetary rewards, and the possibility of Roman citizenship, creating a powerful incentive for loyalty and dedication. Service in the Roman army also fostered a strong sense of camaraderie and mutual dependence among soldiers, essential for maintaining morale during lengthy campaigns. As you envision the disciplined ranks of Roman legionaries and their meticulously organized camps, consider the blend of strategy, engineering, and daily life that made the Roman army an unmatched force in the ancient world. The legacy of the Roman military continues to influence modern armies, reflecting the enduring impact of their strategies and tactics. Let the stories of these dedicated soldiers and their remarkable feats guide your thoughts deeper into the annals of ancient Rome, lulling you into a restful sleep with dreams of their storied past. The intricate tapestry of Roman religion was woven from a rich blend of gods, myths, and rituals that permeated every aspect of daily life and state affairs. Central to Roman religion was the pantheon of gods and goddesses, each overseeing different facets of the universe, from the mighty Jupiter, king of the gods, who wielded thunderbolts and governed the skies, to Vesta, the goddess of the hearth, whose sacred flame was tended by the Vestal virgins. These deities were believed to guide and protect the Roman people, ensuring their prosperity and success. Roman mythology was filled with stories that illustrated the power and influence of these divine beings. One of the most famous myths was that of Aeneas, a Trojan hero who, according to legend, fled the burning city of Troy and embarked on a journey that led him to the Italian peninsula. Guided by the gods, especially his mother Venus, Aeneas founded the lineage that would ultimately lead to the birth of Rome. This myth not only underscored the divine origin of the Roman people, but also reinforced the idea of duty and piety, core virtues in Roman society. Rituals played an essential role in maintaining the favor of the gods and ensuring the stability of the state. The Romans believed that proper rituals and sacrifices could appease the gods and avert their wrath. Public rituals were often grand affairs, involving elaborate processions and offerings. One such ceremony was the Lupercalia, an ancient festival held in February, which involved priests known as Luper, sacrificing goats and running through the streets, striking bystanders with strips of goat hide. This ritual was believed to purify the city and promote fertility. Temples dedicated to various gods and goddesses dotted the landscape of Rome, each serving as a focal point for worship and community gatherings. The temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus on the Capitoline Hill was one of the most significant religious sites, where the Roman Senate and magistrates frequently offered sacrifices and sought divine guidance. Similarly, the Ara Pacis, or Altar of Peace, celebrated the peace brought by Emperor Augustus and was adorned with intricate carvings depicting scenes of Roman piety and prosperity. Private rituals also held great importance in Roman homes. The Lares and Penates, household gods, were worshipped at small shrines within each home, ensuring the protection and well-being of the family. Each day, families would perform simple rituals, such as offering food or wine, to honor these deities. The paterfamilias, or head of the household, served as the primary priest, leading these domestic ceremonies and ensuring the family's adherence to religious traditions. Augury and haruspicy were two forms of divination that played crucial roles in Roman religion. Augurs interpreted the will of the gods by observing the flight patterns of birds, while haruspices examined the entrails of sacrificed animals to predict future events. These practices were often employed before embarking on significant undertakings, such as military campaigns or public projects, to seek the gods' approval. As you contemplate the rich tapestry of Roman religion, imagine the reverence and devotion with which the Romans honored their gods, the vibrant festivals that brought communities together, and the solemn rituals that sought to secure the favor. The divine, the gods, myths, and rituals of ancient Rome provided a sense of order and connection to the cosmos, guiding the lives and destinies of its people. Let these reflections on the spiritual fabric of Roman society deepen your understanding of its culture and history, lulling you into a peaceful sleep with dreams of a civilization where the divine and mortal worlds intertwined seamlessly. The Flavian dynasty, Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian. Following the tumultuous year of the four emperors in AD 69, the Flavian dynasty emerged as a stabilizing force for the Roman Empire. Vespasian, the founder of the dynasty, ascended to power amidst political chaos, bringing with him a wealth of experience from his military and administrative career. Known for his practical and no-nonsense approach, Vespasian focused on restoring order and consolidating the empire's finances, which had been severely strained by the civil wars. One of his significant achievements was the initiation of the construction of the Colosseum, a grand amphitheater that would become a symbol of Rome's architectural prowess and a venue for public spectacles. Vespasian's eldest son, Titus, succeeded him and is remembered both for his military acumen and his short but impactful reign. As a general, Titus was instrumental in quelling the Jewish rebellion in Judea, culminating in the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70. His rule as emperor, though brief from AD 79 to 81, was marked by his empathetic response to two major disasters: the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79 and a devastating fire in Rome a year later. Titus took swift action to provide relief and aid to the affected populations, earning him widespread admiration and the title, Delight of Mankind. Despite his popularity, his reign was abruptly ended by his untimely death, leading to the ascension of his younger brother, Domitian. Domitian's rule, from AD 81 to 96, was characterized by both stability and controversy. While he continued many of his father and brother's policies, including extensive building projects and military campaigns to secure the empire's borders, his autocratic style and increasing paranoia led to a strained relationship with the Senate and other elites. Domitian sought to centralize power and often bypassed traditional senatorial authority, leading to accusations of tyranny. His reign saw significant infrastructural improvements, but his heavy-handed tactics and purges of perceived enemies created a climate of fear. Despite the mixed legacy of his rule, Domitian's contributions to the empire's stability and territorial expansion cannot be overlooked. However, his growing despotism sparked a conspiracy among those closest to him, culminating in his assassination in AD 96. With Domitian's death, the Flavian dynasty came to an end, but the foundations laid by Vespasian, Titus, and Domitian would influence the Roman Empire for years to come. As you reflect on the Flavian dynasty, consider their impact on the Roman state, the architectural marvels they left behind, and the complexities of their rule. Let these stories guide your thoughts deeper into the rich tapestry of Rome's history, as you drift into a peaceful sleep, enveloped by the echoes of its enduring legacy. The Five Good Emperors, Nerva to Marcus Aurelius. The era of the Five Good Emperors, spanning from AD 96 to 180, is often hailed as a golden age of stability, prosperity, and enlightened governance within the Roman Empire. This period began with Nerva, who ascended to the throne following the assassination of Domitian. Despite his short reign of just over a year, Nerva is remembered for his efforts to restore trust between the emperor and the Senate, implementing policies that alleviated debt and improved the welfare of the Roman citizens. His most enduring legacy was the adoption of Trajan as his successor, ensuring a peaceful transition of power that set a precedent for the era. Trajan, renowned for his military conquests and public works, expanded the empire to its greatest territorial extent. His campaigns in Dacia and Parthia brought immense wealth to Rome, which he used to finance ambitious building projects, including Trajan's Forum, Trajan's Market, and the majestic Trajan's Column. His administration was marked by a commitment to public welfare, exemplified by the Alimenta program, which provided state-sponsored support for the children of impoverished families. Trajan's reign, from AD 98 to 117, left a lasting mark, showcasing the balance between military prowess and civic responsibility. Following Trajan, Hadrian assumed the mantle of leadership, focusing on consolidating and securing the empire's vast borders rather than expanding them. His reign was characterized by extensive travels across the provinces, reinforcing Roman presence and addressing local issues firsthand. Hadrian is perhaps best known for constructing Hadrian's Wall in Britain, a formidable defensive fortification symbolizing the empire's northern limits. His passion for architecture and the arts led to the construction of iconic structures such as the Pantheon and the sprawling Hadrian's Villa in Tivoli. A lover of Greek culture, Hadrian promoted the arts and encouraged a cultural renaissance throughout the empire. Antoninus Pius, succeeding Hadrian, presided over one of the most peaceful and prosperous periods in Roman history. His reign from AD 138 to 161 is noted for its lack of major military conflicts and his focus on administrative efficiency and legal reform. Antoninus earned the nickname Pius for his efforts to deify his adoptive father, Hadrian, in his general piety and respect for Roman traditions and the Senate. His governance emphasized stability, economic growth, and the welfare of the provinces, cementing his legacy as a benevolent and effective ruler. Marcus Aurelius, the last of the Five Good Emperors, is often remembered as the philosopher king, embodying the ideals of Stoic philosophy. His reign, beginning in AD 161, was marked by military challenges and the Parthian and Marcomannic Wars, which tested his leadership and resilience. Despite these external pressures, Marcus Aurelius maintained a commitment to intellectual and philosophical pursuits, penning his reflections in the work known today as Meditations. His writings offer profound insights into his thoughts and the principles that guided his rule, emphasizing duty, humility, and the greater good. The era of the Five Good Emperors is celebrated for the remarkable leadership that prioritized the welfare of the empire and its people, blending military strength with civic and cultural advancements. As you reflect on their contributions, imagine the bustling cities, the grand architectural achievements, and the sense of stability that permeated the Roman world during this time. Let the stories of these wise and benevolent emperors guide you deeper into the rich history of Rome, as you drift into a restful sleep, accompanied by the echoes of their enduring legacy. The daily entertainment in ancient Rome was nothing short of spectacular, with gladiator games, chariot races, and theater performances capturing the imaginations and emotions of its citizens. Gladiator games were among the most thrilling and brutal spectacles, typically held in the Colosseum. Imagine the roar of the crowd as armed gladiators, often slaves or prisoners of war, entered the arena to fight for their lives. These warriors trained in specialized schools called ludus, honing their combat skills in preparation for their moment of glory or demise. The games varied from won duels to elaborate reenactments of historical battles and hunts involving wild animals. The matches were overseen by a referee, and the fate of a defeated gladiator often rested in the hands of the audience or the presiding official, who could grant mercy or condemn them to death. These events were not just about violence. They were a demonstration of bravery, skill, and the human spirit's struggle for survival. Chariot races were another beloved form of entertainment, held primarily in the Circus Maximus, a massive stadium that could accommodate over 150,000 spectators. Picture the excitement as teams of charioteers, representing different factions distinguished by colors, red, white, blue, and green, raced around the track at breakneck speeds. The races involved intense competition, with drivers maneuvering their horses and chariots in a dangerous dance of speed and precision. Crashes, known as naufragia, were common and added to the thrill, as racers jostled for the lead in a blur of dust and motion. The factions had loyal followings, and the outcomes of races were hotly debated topics in Roman society. Chariot racing was not only a test of skill, but also a display of the strength and endurance of both horses and drivers, making it a cornerstone of Roman public life. Theater in ancient Rome provided a more intellectual and cultural form of entertainment. The Forum, along with smaller venues like the Theater of Pompey, hosted plays that ranged from comedies to tragedies. Envision the grand stages and the actors, wearing masks to depict various characters, delivering powerful performances that captivated the audience. Roman theater was heavily influenced by Greek traditions, but evolved to include a unique blend of humor, politics, and social commentary. Playwrights like Plautus and Terence crafted comedies that poked fun at everyday life and societal norms, while Seneca's tragedies explored darker themes of fate and human nature. Theaters were accessible to all social classes, reflecting the inclusive nature of Roman entertainment. These performances were often part of religious festivals and public celebrations, reinforcing the communal spirit of Roman society. As you imagine yourself in the stands, feel the anticipation and collective excitement that enveloped the Roman populace as they gathered for these grand spectacles. The gladiator games, chariot races, and theatrical performances were more than just entertainment. They were integral to the social fabric of Rome, offering a glimpse into the values, aspirations, and daily lives of its people. Let these vivid scenes of Roman entertainment guide your thoughts deeper into the heart of ancient Rome, as you drift into a restful sleep with the echoes of its rich and vibrant past. Roman Britain, conquest and influence. The Roman conquest of Britain began in AD 43 under the command of Emperor Claudius, marking the start of significant changes for the island. Imagine the landing of Roman legions on British shores, complete with their disciplined formations and advanced military tactics. The initial invasion faced stiff resistance from various Celtic tribes, yet the Romans' superior organization and strategy gradually enabled them to secure key victories. The culmination of these efforts was the successful capture of the important settlement of Camulogenum, now modern-day Colchester, which became the first Roman capital in Britain. The impact of Roman rule on Britain was profound and multifaceted. One of the most enduring legacies was the establishment of a network of Roman roads, facilitating efficient movement of troops, trade goods, and information across the province. Picture the construction of these roads, laid out with remarkable precision, still evident in some modern routes today. These roads fostered connectivity and economic integration, transforming local societies and enhancing the Roman administration's control. The Romans also introduced their urban planning and architecture to Britain, establishing towns and cities with features that mirrored those in the empire's core. Londinium, modern-day London, emerged as a major commercial and administrative hub, complete with a forum, basilica, and amphitheater. Bath, known as Aquisules, became famous for its thermal baths, a testament to the Roman appreciation for bathing culture and engineering prowess. Envision the bustling streets, the sound of merchants hawking their wares, and the public buildings that dotted these urban landscapes, exemplifying Roman influence. Roman civilization left an indelible mark on Britain's daily life and culture. The introduction of Roman law, governance, and economic practices brought about a gradual Romanization of the local population. Roman villas, with their sophisticated designs and luxurious amenities, began to appear in the countryside, symbolizing a blend of Roman and native lifestyles. These estates often featured intricate mosaics, hypocaust systems for heating, and elaborate gardens. Alongside these material influences, Latin became the language of administration and literacy, spread among the elite, further embedding Roman culture in Britain. The Roman military presence was a constant feature, with legions stationed at forts like Vindolanda in Eboracum, modern-day York. Hadrian's Wall, the Roman Empire's northern frontier, epitomized the extent and ambition of Roman engineering. Stretching across northern Britain, this imposing structure was intended to defend against incursions from tribes beyond the empire's borders. As you visualize the construction and operation of these forts and walls, consider the blend of military precision and local adaptation that characterized Roman Britain. Despite the pervasive Roman influence, resistance and unrest were never far from the surface. The most famous revolt was led by Boudica, queen of the Iceni tribe, around AD 60. Angered by the Romans' oppressive policies, Boudica's forces launched a fierce rebellion, destroying cities such as Camulogenum and Londinium before being ultimately defeated. This rebellion highlighted the tensions and complexities of Roman rule in Britain, where the imposition of foreign control met with determined indigenous resistance. As Rome's power waned, the legacies of their occupation in Britain persisted. The departure of the legions in the early 5th century left a power vacuum, yet the infrastructure, cultural practices, and urban foundations laid by the Romans continued to shape British society for centuries. The echoes of Roman Britain, from the remnants of roads and walls to the lasting impact on language and legal traditions, remain a testament to the profound and lasting influence of Roman conquest and governance. As you reflect on the story of Roman Britain, imagine the fusion of cultures, the clash of traditions, and the enduring contributions that shaped the island's history. Let these reflections guide you deeper into the rich tapestry of ancient Rome's influence, as you drift into a peaceful sleep with thoughts of its expansive reach and legacy. The decline of the Western Roman Empire is a tale of gradual erosion and internal decay, punctuated by moments of dramatic upheaval. This epochal decline began in earnest during the 3rd century AD, a period marked by widespread instability. The empire, once a bastion of strength and organization, grappled with a series of crippling challenges. Political corruption festered, eroding the integrity of the governing institutions that had once been the backbone of Roman stability. Economic troubles compounded these woes, as inflation and heavy taxation crippled the citizenry and weakened the state's financial foundation. The incessant pressure from barbarian invasions further strained the empire's resources, forcing it into a defensive stance that gradually sapped its vitality. One catalyst of decline was the division of the empire into eastern and western halves by Emperor Diocletian around AD 285. While intended to make administration more efficient, this split inadvertently weakened the Western Roman Empire. The East, with its wealthier and more defensible provinces, thrived, while the West struggled to manage its vast frontiers and dwindling resources. The Western Empire's reliance on mercenaries to bolster its military ranks further undermined internal cohesion, as loyalty to Rome waned in favor of personal gain and factional alignments. The 4th and 5th centuries saw escalating barbarian invasions that tested Rome's fortitude. One of the most significant early blows came from the Visigoths, who crossed into Roman territory, eventually sacking Rome in AD 410 under their leader Alaric. This event shattered the aura of invincibility that Rome had cultivated over centuries. The empire's inability to effectively repel these incursions highlighted its diminished military capability and strategic acumen. The Huns, led by Attila, posed another formidable threat, sweeping across Europe and challenging Roman defenses. Though the Western Empire managed to repel Attila's forces at the Battle of the Catalonian Plains in AD 451, the victory was Pyrrhic, draining the empire's already fragile resources. Moreover, internal strife and power struggles further destabilized the government, as short-lived emperors and powerful generals vied for control, often prioritizing their ambitions over the common good. One of the most symbolic moments in the decline came in AD 476, when the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. This act is traditionally marked as the end of the Western Roman Empire, a culmination of years of decline rather than a sudden collapse. Odoacer's assumption of power did not immediately dismantle Roman institutions. Instead, it represented a shift in power dynamics, where barbarian leaders ruled over former Roman territories, integrating and adapting Roman customs and laws. Their governance, as you envision the final days of the Western Roman Empire, picture a world in transition, where the grandeur of Rome's past coexisted with the encroaching shadows of a new era. The decline was not merely a fall, but a transformation, leaving behind a legacy that would shape the medieval world and beyond. Let these reflections on Rome's twilight guide you deeper into the profound lessons of its history, as you drift into a restful sleep with thoughts of an empire whose echoes still resonate through time. The rise of Constantine the Great marks a pivotal chapter in Roman history, particularly with his endorsement of Christianity, which would profoundly transform the empire's cultural and religious landscape. Born in AD 272 in Naissus, modern-day Serbia, Constantine was the son of Constantius Chlorus, a Roman officer who later became a Caesar, or junior emperor. Constantine's early years were shaped by the military and political turmoil of the Tetrarchy, the system established by Emperor Diocletian to maintain order through a division of power among four rulers. Upon his father's death in AD 306, Constantine's troops proclaimed him emperor, setting the stage for a series of conflicts that would ultimately lead to his sole rule over the Roman Empire. One of Constantine's most significant moments came in AD 312 at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. Facing the forces of his rival Maxentius, Constantine reportedly had a vision of a cross of light above the sun, accompanied by the words, "In this sign you will conquer." Inspired by this divine message, he instructed his soldiers to mark their shields with the Christian symbol, the Chi Rho. Constantine's forces triumphed, and he attributed his victory to the favor of the Christian God. Following this victory, Constantine enacted the Edict of Milan in AD 313, granting religious tolerance throughout the empire and ending the persecution of Christians. This monumental shift allowed Christianity to flourish openly, transforming it from a persecuted minority faith into a significant and eventually dominant force within Roman society. Constantine's patronage included the construction of grand churches, such as the Basilica of St. Peter in Rome and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, solidifying his legacy as a pivotal figure in the spread of Christianity. In AD 324, Constantine achieved complete control over both the Eastern and Western Roman empires after defeating his final rival, Licinius. To secure his power and further unite the empire, he established a new capital, Constantinople, on the site of the ancient city of Byzantium. This new Rome was strategically located and symbolically marked the shift towards a more Christianized and Eastern-oriented empire. Constantinople quickly became a beacon of Christian architecture, culture, and learning, epitomizing Constantine's vision for a unified and prosperous empire under the Christian faith. Constantine also convened the First Council of Nicaea in AD 325, aiming to address theological disputes within Christianity and achieve doctrinal unity. The council produced the Nicene Creed, a statement of faith that sought to establish a common theological foundation for Christians across the empire. This move underscored Constantine's commitment to using his imperial authority to support and organize the Christian Church. As you reflect on Constantine's reign, envision the profound changes he initiated, from the initial sponsorship of a once marginalized religion to the establishment of a new imperial capital that stood as a testament to his enduring legacy. Constantine's endorsement of Christianity not only reshaped the spiritual landscape of the Roman Empire, but also laid the groundwork for the future of Western civilization. Let these reflections on Constantine the Great and the rise of Christianity guide your thoughts deeper into the rich tapestry of Roman history, As you drift into a peaceful sleep with the echoes of this transformative era whispering through dreams, the fall of Rome, precipitated by the barbarian invasions, is a dramatic narrative of the collapse of one of history's most powerful empires. The decline had been brewing for centuries, but it was the relentless incursions by various barbarian tribes that delivered the final blows. One of the earliest and most impactful invasions was that of the Visigoths, led by their king Alaric. In AD 410, Alaric's forces sacked Rome, marking the first time in 800 years that the city had fallen to a foreign enemy. This event sent shockwaves throughout the Roman world, symbolizing the vulnerability and weakening grasp of the Western Empire. Following the Visigoths, the Vandals, under King Genseric, launched raids across the Western Roman Empire, culminating in the sack of Rome in AD 455. Unlike the Visigoths, whose looting was relatively restrained, the Vandals were infamous for their thorough pillaging, leading to the term vandalism that we use today. Their incursions further destabilized the already frail empire, stripping it of critical resources and morale. The Huns, led by the formidable Attila, posed another significant threat. Known as the Scourge of God, Attila's campaigns terrified the Roman populace. In AD 451, the Roman general Flavius Aetius, allied with various barbarian groups, managed to halt the Huns at the Battle of the Catalonian Plains. However, the victory was Pyrrhic, depleting both human and material resources. Attila's sudden death in AD 453 temporarily relieved the pressure on Rome, but the damage had already been done. The final blow came from the Ostrogoths. In AD 476, the Germanic chieftain Odoacer deposed the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, signaling the end of the Western Roman Empire. Odoacer did not claim the title of emperor. Instead, he declared himself king of Italy, signifying a shift in power dynamics where Rome no longer held supremacy. This act is traditionally considered the fall of the Western Roman Empire, as the centralized Roman authority was effectively dismantled. As you picture these dramatic invasions, envision the chaos and uncertainty that gripped the Roman populace. The grandeur of Rome, once an unassailable symbol of civilization, crumbled under the relentless pressure of these barbarian forces. The fall of Rome was not a singular event, but a series of catastrophic blows that dismantled centuries of imperial dominance. Let these reflections on the barbarian invasions and the fall of Rome guide your thoughts deeper into the heart of ancient history. Imagine the echoes of clashing swords, the cries of beleaguered citizens, and the profound sense of an era ending. Allow these images to lead you into a peaceful sleep, with the lessons of Rome's rise and fall whispering through your dreams. The legacy of ancient Rome is vast and enduring, influencing countless aspects of the modern world. From governance to architecture, language, and law, the imprints of Roman civilization are all around us. The system of governance established by Rome, particularly the Roman Republic, laid foundational principles for modern democracies. Concepts such as checks and balances, the separation of powers, and the idea of a Senate have been incorporated into the political structures of many contemporary states. The influence of Roman law is equally profound. The principles codified in Roman legal texts form the bedrock of many legal systems today, particularly in the Western world. Civil law traditions derived from Roman law emphasize the importance of written statutes and legal codes, which continue to guide judicial processes and civil rights. Roman engineering and architecture have left an indelible mark on modern infrastructure and design. The use of concrete, the arch, and the dome revolutionized building techniques, allowing for the construction of enduring structures such as aqueducts, amphitheaters, and basilicas. These innovations are mirrored in today's bridges, sports stadiums, and governmental buildings. The grandeur of Roman architecture inspired the neoclassical movement, seen in landmarks such as the United States Capitol and the British Museum, which echo the columns and facades of ancient Rome. The Latin language, once the lingua franca of the Roman Empire, gave rise to the Romance languages: Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian. Latin also influenced the English language, enriching its vocabulary with countless terms. especially in fields like law, science, and medicine. Phrases like carpe diem and etc. are just a few examples of Latin's enduring presence in everyday speech. Roman contributions to art and literature continue to resonate. The works of poets like Virgil, Horace, and Ovid, as well as historians like Livy and Tacitus, are studied for their literary brilliance and historical insights. Roman sculpture and frescoes set standards for artistry and realism, influencing Renaissance artists such as Michelangelo and Raphael. The Roman emphasis on public health and urban planning can also be seen in modern cities. The Romans constructed sophisticated sewer systems, public baths, and aqueducts that ensured a steady supply of clean water, setting standards for urban sanitation. Today's cities benefit from these pioneering approaches to public infrastructure and hygiene. Roman innovations in warfare and military organization have influenced modern military strategies and structures. Roman legions, with their disciplined ranks and tactical formations, serve as models for contemporary armies. The use of roads and fortifications facilitated not only military campaigns, but also trade and communication, principles that continue to underpin modern logistical and transportation networks. Finally, the spread of Christianity, which became the Roman Empire's official religion under Emperor Constantine, has had an immeasurable impact on the spiritual and cultural development of the Western world. The establishment of early Christian communities and the church hierarchy in Rome laid the groundwork for the spread of Christianity across Europe and beyond. As you contemplate the legacy of ancient Rome, picture the myriad ways it has shaped the modern world. From the principles of governance and law to architectural marvels, linguistic heritage, artistic achievements, and urban planning, the echoes of Roman innovation and culture are woven into the fabric of contemporary life. Let these reflections on Rome's lasting influence guide you into a deeper appreciation of its contributions, as you drift into a peaceful sleep with thoughts of an ancient civilization whose legacy continues to inspire and shape our world. In summary, our journey through the annals of ancient Roman history has brought us face to face with the legendary beginnings of Romulus and Remus, the rise and fall of the Republic, and the transformation into a mighty empire under the We have witnessed the grandeur of Rome through its architectural marvels, felt the pulse of its teeming life in the bustling forums and public baths, and understood the complex political and military strategies that propelled Rome to greatness. From the epic battles with Carthage during the Punic Wars to the philosophical reign of the five good emperors, each chapter of Rome's story has revealed the indomitable spirit and enduring legacy of this remarkable civilization. As you allow these tales to settle in your mind, let the echoes of ancient Rome's grandeur and mystery guide you into a deeper state of relaxation. Picture the majestic columns of the Colosseum, the intricate mosaics of Roman villas, and the disciplined march of legionaries. Let the stories of emperors, senators, gladiators, and common citizens weave together to form a rich tapestry of history that envelops you in a sense of timelessness. Feel the calm and tranquility that comes from knowing that these echoes of the past continue to inspire and shape our present. As you drift off to sleep, may the whispers of ancient Rome lull you into a peaceful slumber, filled with dreams of a civilization whose legacy will forever endure. Good night, and may you find rest as deep as the history we have explored together.